Alright, today we're reviewing the Joby Gorillapod. You've probably heard of this thing, you've probably seen it everywhere, but I'd like to share my thoughts, my takes on this piece of work. First and foremost, it comes with these little grippy grip things that make it really easy to grab, no matter if you're holding kids or you have other things in your hands. It's not too wide like a tripod might be. Like, you have enough grip on there to kind of grab it, or grab two, or grab even one. The legs are always flimsy. They always kind of like are wobbly, whatever, after, you know, a little bit of use. That is something to note. It comes with a nice little base right here that screws in right here. Most people attach a ball head to it, and this is really what makes it stand apart from a lot of other tripods. If you have just this without like the ball head, it's like sideways, it's slanted. But with this, you're able to control like where and how it kind of works. Not super simple to screw on all the time. Sometimes you have to like pull out the screw that's inside of this thing to get it to screw properly. But when it's on there, it's pretty good. There's a couple of different things to note here. So one being this small little knob, you turn it, it rotates the entire base so you can kind of get a clean, nice, smooth. This controls this guy, so you can, if the tripod's like this on the ground, you can kind of put this like this and level it. And then lastly, there is this last one that takes this plate off. This plate is amazing. I feel like all tripods should have this plate. It's small, it doesn't take up much space on the camera, and it also has a nice little thing where you can kind of tighten it. I'm going to switch over to the iPhone so you can kind of see practically how you would, you know, set this up on a regular camera and how I'm pretty much using it. Before I switch over to this guy, I want to point out a couple of things. I have this set up on a traditional tripod, it's the Manfrotto. And there's a lot of things that are nice about a regular traditional tripod, but there's a lot of things that are wrong. For instance, as I'm trying to adjust myself, like I have to go behind it from the first person and adjust this knob, untwist it, and kind of do this versus it being in the front. For some reason, never seems to be absolutely level. Like you have to untighten, tighten to kind of get these guys good. And this is good when you're behind the camera, but when you're on the other side of it, it just doesn't, it's not as convenient. Just talking about the grip, like this is how much I'd have to grip between, say, like this guy, which is just a nice little easy feel. This is like a full-on heavy weight. This is kind of like how it would feel if you were to carry a traditional tripod around. Like you're like kind of have it up. And this is how it feels with the Joby Gorillapod. Much simpler, easier to kind of feel, and you know. Also, like this right here blocks the battery port on like most traditional tripod mounts. But this guy, like, you put it on, you twist it on like so, and it's not like obstructing the battery port right there. It's nice. Just snaps on like so. This is your typical Joby pod setup. So 9 times out of 10, this is kind of how I have it set up. It's just kind of traditional, whatever. Use this to adjust, you know, the level of it like I was talking about. And then a lot of times if the legs are being flimsy on you, just set it down completely and there you go. I wouldn't try like putting it on top of like, say, a railing and fandangling it and doing all that stuff like they advertise. It just, I don't know. I find that doesn't work as well as you would think, but this guy does a good job. Overall thoughts on the Joby Gorillapod, definitely well worth the money, though you will have to replace it probably every year. I've had mine for a couple years and it's been past time to update the little mini tripod. It's great. I've talked about this before, but it's great. You can kind of take it into stores like this thing. I got to carry it over my back. It's too much. But if you're carrying the smaller Joby Gorillapod, just makes sense. I think this one's the 5K. It's the heaviest one. You can get like a 3K or a 1K. Just depends on how heavy your camera is. But yeah, highly recommend. I don't typically recommend mini tripods like this guy. I wouldn't recommend to everyone, just a specific audience. But this guy, if you're vlogging, you're going around, you know, I'm picking it up right here. You know, it's super simple, super easy. And as you can see how much I actually get in the frame with the 10 mil, it's kind of insane. All right, catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.